Hello and welcome to the 51 Minutes of Heaven we call the D1Baseball.com podcast. I am your host, Michael Patrick Rooney. Tonight's episode brought to us by our good friends at S2 Cognition. S2 Cognition delivers a revolutionary approach to helping athletes understand how in-game decisions impact their performance from youth levels all the way to the pros. Assessments, that's what you got to get from the guys at S2, the guys and gals. Get an assessment on your swing decisions if you have a son or daughter that plays baseball or softball. If we're not swinging at the strikes and taking the balls, we got big problems. We've got to swing at the strikes, and S2 can help you. Also want to say thank you to our friends at Pitch Logic. Pitch Logic is the system used by players, coaches, scouts, and instructors at all levels of play, from youth leagues to the big leagues. It's easy to use and affordable technology that makes the platform accessible to every player at every level. All the metrics and features used at the highest level of our sport. See pitchlogic.com for more information. pitchlogic.com. Thank you again to those folks. I am joined by, we've got a starting five tonight. It's basketball season. The NCAA tournament's kind of lurking around the corner. And my starting five at point guard, the Jimmy Chitwood of college baseball, Michael Patrick Rooney. At power forward, out of the fighting region of East Texas, Kendall J. Rogers. Just a scorer. He's a positionless scorer, Josephus Healy, out of parts unknown. I would say kind of like Fitzy's like, what do you call those guys? He's a two-way three. He could drain threes. He can defend on the wing. That's Aaron J. Fitt. 3 and D. That's right. Fitzy's a 3 and D. And then David J. Seifert's our 5. We're just going to put him in the paint, just grab rebounds, set monstrous picks, and dunk basketballs.
He also plays a mean piano.
I can dribble drive too. I can don't underlook my dribble drive ability. Thank you.
So if you're the Chris Mullen of this podcast, you shoot the hoop ball left-handed.
And I'm left-handed. Yeah, good call. Yeah.
Oh man, Chris Mullen was so.
They didn't call him White Lightning in high school for nothing.
White Lightning.
True story. When I lived out in the Bay Area, when I graduated from college, I worked out. I went to a gym. I wouldn't say I worked out, but I went to a gym, played basketball a lot. And Chris Mullen's little brother, Mullen was with the Golden State Warriors at the time, and his little brother was living in the Bay Area too. I went in for a layup. Mullen's brother took me out and tore up my ankle. True story.
No.
Yep.
Did you get
what
him
a
back?
bully.
He was a bully. Yeah, big guy bully. Yep.
Yeah, garbage.
No.
Garbage. Gentlemen, let us get on with the proceedings because we got an event tonight. This is the Power Rankings Fantasy Draft. We really are unclear who won last year. We're very
not.
clear on who lost.
Clear. No,
we
not.
know that Kendall finished last.
We are not.
I'm sorry.
Time out.
Clear.
We do need, in the interest of accountability. You guys know I'm all about accountability. We have,
when it comes to others,
made up final results.
Our partners at 643 Charts now offer the wins above replacement WAR, which is what we were drafting when we made this exercise. We said we want to put the team together with the highest WAR will win. And so I took the liberty of calculating last year's results, and here they are. Coming in last place with 26.38 aggregate WAR, Kendall J. Rogers. Really just a poor showing. Three goose eggs for Kendall. Eduardo Malinowski took a goose egg. Then he had 2 pitching injuries. Grant Taylor and Chase Shores just could not recover.
Yeah, see, the pitching injuries, I should get mulligans for that. That's not my fault. You did injuries.
Well, it is your fault. You need to.
And also, had I been able to look at WAR, there's no way I would have taken Alejandro Rosario.
You could look at his ADRA. That didn't clue you in that maybe he wasn't the smartest pick.
Hey, now.
Just a question. You did do well with Tommy White and Dylan Campbell with 4+ WARs. Coming in third, Coach Rooney, 29 WAR for your squad, the Fighting Carrots. Nolan McLean didn't give you much on offense. That hurt you.
Yes.
You did. JJ Weatherholt was a home run for you. 5.373. That was your highlight. And then just a bunch of kind of average guys,
Meh.
Yeah,
Very
not
meh.
kind of meh. Coming in second place, Coach Seifert, 36.48, a strong showing for the Fighting Seif Dogs.
Lowest payroll, Fitty, please note. Lowest payroll.
Yeah, that's true. You didn't even use all your money last year. You
The Rays of D1Baseball.com.
Yes, sir.
left 30 widgets on the table. Didn't need them. But TJ Fontaine was a big pick for you as a two-way guy. Gave you a lot of pitching value, some offensive value. Wyatt Langford, of course, was a home run for you with 6+ WAR. And Braden Taylor you did very well there as well, 4.6 WAR. Just solid picks across the board. No goose eggs for Coach Seifert. Well done, sir. But your winner last year, I'm afraid it's Aaron W. Fitt. I mean, 40.4 WAR. Just blew away Kendall with his 26 WAR. I want to get that on the record, but obviously we spent big on Dylan Cruz and we were rewarded for it. 7.09 WAR for that gentleman. Nick Kurtz, also a first-team All-American with 5+ WAR. Andrew Pinckney was one of my big picks to click last year. Paid off, 4.76. My pitchers were all kind of solid in the 2s, and I took a goose egg at catcher. Didn't matter. I had an elite infield, Rock Riggio, almost a 5 WAR. Carson DiMartini, Maui Ahuna. We crushed it last year. We're proud of our results. Onward to Cincinnati. Onward to 2024. Guys, the object of this game, and we're going to have our little fantasy draft based on the power rankings of the player rankings we've just posted over the last week and a half or so. And basically a player's value is kind of in inverse order from where they were ranked. So the number one player on each list of top 50 is going to cost you $50 if you want that guy. For pitchers, we ranked 150 guys. So the top pitcher is going to cost you $150, and onward down to the last guy will cost you $1. And for outfielders, the scale is from 100 to 1. And so our budget is the median cost amount for each guy. So you can go over that and try to save money elsewhere. You can draft kind of middle range guys across the board. It's up to you how you want to build your squad, but the winner will be the team that has the highest aggregate WAR at the end of the season. So there you go. And we've determined that Coach Rooney gets the first pick using our online randomizer. Coach Rooney, the carrots are on the clock.
Carrots are on the clock. Oh man, I just that exercise right there, Fitzy, helped me really crystallize my strategy, which in one sentence would be I'm going to do the opposite of what I did last year. So that gives me some tough choices right now. What do I want to do here? I want a bopper. I want a bat early in my draft site. The question is, which bat do I want? Fitzy, give me Jace Laviolette at 1-1, please. I think he's going to steal 25 bags. I think he's going to hit 25 home runs. I'll take Mr. Laviolette, please.
And that'll cost you 98 smackaroos. He's the number 3 guy on our outfielders list. So a big ticket item for Coach Rooney right out of the gate. By the way, we're doing 3 outfielders, 3 starting pitchers, 1 reliever. We're not drafting a DH.
Okay, I'm going to cut and paste. Oh, you did that, Fitzy. Thank you.
Yeah, but if everyone would handle that on your own, that would be great. Kendall, you're on the clock.
Fitzy, we have to input our own dollars too, correct?
That would be helpful. Sure.
Okay, on it. You got
it. I think I'm going to go with the pretty obvious one here. I'm going to go with Jack Kaggs. I take care of first base and take care of a weekend starting spot. There's no reason to overthink it, although I do love Runes' pick and Jace Laviolette.
Yeah, that's well done. Certainly.
Although I will say, he's got a lot to prove on the mound. There's no doubt about that. And
he's going to cost you a pretty penny on the mound too. 129 is what he's going to cost you as a pitcher. And of course 49 as a first baseman. Yep. So it's going to cost you both of those amounts because he counts as 2 players. Guys, you know me. I love building. Am I on the clock? Am I jumping the gun?
No, Joe. You just jumped Joe.
Yeah.
Forget it then, Joe. Man. Joe, you're up.
Joe Cephas.
No. Go ahead. What were you going to say?
Glad I caught myself. Go ahead, Joseph.
Please. So I don't think it's going to surprise anybody here that I'm going to try to thread the needle a little bit and not necessarily go with any of the obvious strategies here. And this is me kind of vamping here. But I'm kind of looking for value at some of these positions where it feels like the value disappears pretty quickly. So I'm going to go a little bit off the board here. I'm going to go at shortstop. Give me Mason White from Arizona.
Look at this.
That is a great pick. Oh, dang it, Joe.
It's just it's guy who put up big numbers. He's going to be right in the middle of the Arizona order. Like, that's a good ballpark. His home ballpark is a good ballpark for him. He's kind of a gap power versus a traditional power guy. Hits for average. That's kind of my thing there, because my thing there with shortstop, now that I've taken what I can say, is the guys at the very top are expensive, obviously, but then the quality does, in terms of trying to get somebody who can give you some offensive pop, drops off pretty quickly at that position. I can get value in that way at other positions a little bit better, I feel like.
I like it. It's a good pick.
It's a good pick, Joe. It's an interesting strategy. No, I'm good with it. I like thinking outside.
I
the
love that
box here.
strategy.
Personally, I'm here for star power. I swung for the moon last year with Dylan Cruz. I wasn't afraid to spend top dollar for the player I wanted, the player that I thought was going to put up the best WAR. And this year, I do believe that player is Nick Kurtz from Wake Forest. It's just money in the bank. He does, he gives you everything you want. He's an elite defender at first base. Defense is part of the WAR formula, lest we forget. But also, he's a proven power hitter with elite plate discipline, and he plays in a hitter park, and he's going to have a monster year. So give me Nick Kurtz, please. That's $50 out of the Fighting Fitz's budget.
Nice. Hey, Fitzy, do you mind if I mess around with my total budget?
Yeah, I can't get it to work. So please, give it a shot.
All right. Let me see. My Excel skills not amazing.
Seif on the clock for 2 picks now. We got a snake order draft here.
All right. Well, I was told to stick to guys whose last names I can pronounce. And I'm going to go a little bit against Joe's philosophy. I just think at certain positions, there's less variance, I guess, in the top WAR to the middle WAR to the bottom WAR. And those are the value guys. But I'm getting the cream of the crop. I love your pick, Fitzy, Kurtz. I love Caglione because those were the top 2. I think, Caglione. Gosh, I didn't pick him. Okay, I can butcher his name if I don't pick him. All right. So I'm going to go with guys that are just the premier guys at the position. So the last pick of the first round will be Mr. Benzana from Oregon State.
Almost.
No,
Benzana.
That's what it said.
Didn't you put an N in there?
Rewind.
He said
rewind. Queued up.
All right. I thought he said Banzana. All right. I'll stand down.
Whatever, Fitty. Whatever.
Back off.
So
who are you to question Seif on pronunciations?
I'm spending 50 bones on Travis, my Aussie buddy.
Love the pick.
And then I'm going to spend another 50 bones on JJ from West Virginia. So I got the premier infield duo. Probably 2 of the top 3 picks in the country, 2 of the top 5 picks in the country. Oh. My luck is somebody's going to blow a ham-8 or a hammy, and then I won't have anything. So anyway, Travis and JJ are my first 2 picks.
That is strong to quite strong.
Out of the gates.
Oh, that hurts me. Why didn't I do? Oh, that's just.
I wanted Kurtz. You actually picked my pocket because I wanted Kurtz. So
okay then. Well, thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, then. Well, let's go in a different direction.
This is funny. No one took Paul Skeens last year. What drugs were we taking? Goodness gracious.
We didn't want to pony up the 100.
Thanks for mentioning that, Runes. Or shall I say, thank you, Miss Slippy.
Well, Kendall took Chase Shores and Grant Taylor from LSU before he considered Skeens.
Safe. We've had a lot of conversations about this. The Rogers pitching program is flawed, and management does not want to have that conversation.
I thought Chase Shores was Paul Skeens when I saw them in the fall. So
he's throwing weighted balls full throttle, Runes. That's part of his pitching
they're
program.
eating weighted balls on the Rogers pitching.
Well, Chase Shores beat somebody up in a bar, so I just instantly took him in the fantasy draft.
As you should.
Yes, I agree.
Fitzy, what say you here?
Yeah. Well, I'm going to
play beat in his own game right now. The hamster wheel's just spinning in his head. You can just tell.
Yeah, 1D chess.
Yeah, that was hurtful what Seif just did to me there. And I love building my teams with up the middle guys, and he just took.
You're welcome.
2 really good ones.
Thank you.
The best ones. The 2 best ones back to back.
Got to bring him down a little bit.
I try.
Well done. But I'm going to go ahead and continue to spend for premium position guys. And put my money where my mouth is. I'm all in on Kalen Culpepper this year. It hurt me that we didn't have him on the preseason All-America team, even though it just didn't work out with him moving to shortstop, the demanding position. But I think he's going to have a huge year for Kansas State, and that's my pick for. That cost me 47. He's number 4 guy on the shortstop list.
Like it. Josephus.
Yes, it is my turn, isn't it? Okay. I am going to go with Ike Irish at catcher.
Oh.
A little bit of a question there with the defense. Will his D-WAR hurt him? Because we've never seen him catch a full season, but he feels like, offensively, if we were just basing this on offensive performance, he would be higher on the catcher's list than he is right now. I think the questions about him defensively hurt his ranking a little bit. So I think there's a little bit of value to be had there. So Ike Irish.
Love it. Seif Diggity, right?
No,
Not me.
I don't pick for a long time.
Kendall. Oh, that's right. Seif's on the corner. Sorry.
Seif could take a nap.
Cross off a bunch of names as we go.
No way, man. The carrots draft fast. Or no, this is not the carrots. The carrots are for pigskin. This is the fabulous Rune Dogs.
Oh, that's right. The fabulous Rune Dogs. Well
Speaking
said.
up, do I need to get my fabulous Rune Dogs hat out? Let's do it. Lose the
My team is called the JoJo Joes.
the Jimmies and the Joes.
Yeah.
Let's do
Are we
this.
ready?
Yes. Kendall is on the clock.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to go with Tommy White. I mean,
Dang it.
he's like Mr. Automatic. He's going to hit 340, 350, maybe even higher than that. He's going to probably hit close to 20 bombs, if not more. Tommy White's a slam dunk.
However, he did have I'll just throw it out there. It's a very good pick. I thought hard about it, but he did have a -1 defensive run save last year. And that's part of the WAR formula. Is the defense will cost you a little bit there, but nonetheless, he put up a pretty big WAR last year. So
Did anyone from LSU have a positive defensive WAR besides maybe their catcher?
Yeah, I mean, well, and that's the thing is even with a negative defensive WAR, he still had 4.69 overall WAR last year. So he was still a value added. Second year in a row, by the way, Kendall has taken Tommy White.
He just fits the squad. Fitzy, 2 for me, correct?
Yep.
All right, let's just fire away. At shortstop, I would like Mr. Colby Shelton from Florida. That's a 46 spot, right?
Yeah.
All right, let me fill this in. We're going to cut and paste here. 46er. And then at catcher, I would like Caden Bodine of Coastal Carolina for 48.
Okay.
There we go. I'm hunting small ballparks. And I'm burning cash right now is what I'm doing.
You are burning cash.
Can't be afraid, Seif. I got to trust my scouts for the later picks.
No
You know
fear.
what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm drafting big leaguers right now. Let the Fit-tastics have all the role players.
The role players, Kurtz and Culpepper. Go ahead, Kendall. You're up.
Oh, I'm back up already. What direction do I want to go here? Tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to go catcher, and I'm going to go with Carson Bowen. I think he's a guy last year that obviously had a really nice offensive year, but was just a phenomenal defensive catcher as a freshman. He did have a little bit of a shoulder issue in November. That was the reason why he kind of sat out the end of the fall, but it sounds like he's going to be 100% healthy this spring, and so I think it's going to be wash, rinse, repeat for him.
All right. So
Like
the
it.
TCU catcher will cost you 39. He is the number 11 guy on the board.
Yeah. I'm at 258 total points so far.
Fitzy, you can't see the WAR computations.
You can if you look on the individual position tabs on your sheet here.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah.
He's trying to cheat.
I see.
Joe Healy on the clock.
Okay, here's the here. I got a real zag for you guys.
Ooh.
I'm going to go at first base, Jeremiah Jenkins from Maine, because he plays in the America East. And so that means offensive WAR will just follow.
Yeah, that's a good call.
Hey, now.
I mean,
Joe,
he still
you-
costs
you-
$44. It's not like it's a value pick.
Joe, you do know WAR is like field, and it's all adjusted, right?
It is adjusted.
Well, yeah,
It's ballpark adjusted. It's
it's competition adjusted too.
yes.
It's all
So,
nonsense.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's a whole
But
shenanigans.
that said, I mean, Jeremiah Jenkins last year had it
Oh yeah, he had really good numbers. Yeah.
was a 3.5 WAR. So that's still, I mean, he's going to put up numbers, and you're going to get plenty of value out of that pick.
Yeah. Joe's just going mid-major. I was just trying to keep Joe in the game here. So sorry, Joe.
I like
I
it.
love you.
Good job, Joe.
Love you.
I
Stay
think
in your
it's a good
lane,
pick.
Seif.
Hey, you're the guy that doesn't like WAR, so you
No,
okay.
What is it?
I'll be
What is
quiet.
it good for? Is what Kendall wants to know.
thank you. That's what I was gonna say. I was not gonna do it, but yeah, you're on my mind.
All right, I am on the clock, and guys, I'm going to save some money with a one of my favorite picks to click this year. He's the number 100 guy on our outfielders list. His name is Zach Earhart, Oklahoma State. I just believe this guy's going to have a really good year, and I'm only spending $1 on him. Dynamic center fielder, catalyst for this Oklahoma State offense. Liked what I saw from him in the Cape. He got up to a brutal start in the Cape and then just really turned it around. Showed me a lot. I think he's going to be a very good defender. He's going to give me some good defensive WAR, and he's going to hit for average. And there's maybe some sneaky pop in there too. I feel great about this pick.
He's a key for them, right, Fitzy? Like
I think he
they need-
is.
yeah, he really showed flashes as a freshman.
Yeah.
That's a tricky one right there.
Seif on the clock for 2.
Cipher Deuce.
Back over. Okay. Well, let's see here. I'm going to stay up the middle. Went second base, shortstop, my first 2 picks. I'm going to stay up the middle. I'm going to go to near the top of our power rankings for the catchers, and I'm going to take Ethan Anderson from Virginia. So it's a last name I can say pretty easily, Anderson, and he rakes. And yeah, he had a 4.5 WAR last year, and I'm looking for about a 7 out of him this year. So
I like that.
my
He can
first
rake.
pick will be Anderson. That's a lot of money too, though. So I'm spending money like crazy right now, but that's how it goes. And then where else do I got to go? In first base, I think I'm going to double up here. I honestly had heard his name before, but I didn't know that he was such a good player. But Mr. Justin Murray, closer, first baseman.
Yeah, he's a good looking player. Two-way guy.
So yeah, senior.
Good pick.
Man, he posted really well last year, both on the mound, defensively, offensively. So I'm going to go with, like I said, Anderson and Murray. Again, 2 last names I can say. So
That's well done.
there we go.
And I like the cut of your jib there, Coach Seifert. And I'm going to follow suit a little bit here with a 2-way player who's going to give me he's going to give me value as a back end guy and as an everyday regular. His name, friends, is Ethan Bates from Louisiana Tech.
Law Tech, yeah.
And he might do some DHing this year, but he played second base last year. He's on our second base list. It's going to cost me $20 as a second baseman and another $22 as a reliever. So there you go, $44 total, but I get 2 players for that money. So I feel okay about that. Accomplished college player.
I love it. And these 2-way players really require some decision making, don't they?
Yeah. Yeah, because now you're making fewer draft picks, but you have more money to, I guess, theoretically spread around.
Yeah, and it's like if you love the guy at once, like maybe I love the bat, but I don't love him on the mound, and now I'm stuck with it. And
yeah,
I still don't regret my Nolan McLean pick. I love that guy. Just bang your knee into the wall playing center field. What are you going to do?
He's an exciting player, and he did give you some good value on the mound, Runes, with one of the higher WAR guys for relievers last year. Coach Healy on the board, on the clock.
What happened on my last pick was obviously just a bit, and not that Joe didn't understand that WAR was adjusted for league quality. That was definitely just a joke that I was doing, just so the listeners know. Who knew? It's all. Well, we don't need to dive into it. I'll just talk to my therapist about it. I'm going to go with Andrew Fisher at Ole Miss at third base.
Interesting.
All right.
KR and then the fabulous Rune Dogs for 2.
Joe, are you buying the defense piece at third base for him?
Yeah.
Okay. A lot of conviction there.
Yeah, I mean, it's not that my entire strategy here got blown up because, again, I did that joke about how I didn't understand that WAR was adjusted for league. I definitely didn't have a notepad full of like mid-major play.
So the WARs, players here. To be clear, the WARs we're looking at are not the WARs, Fitzy?
No, they are.
They're the WARs.
They are. It's just that, yes, that if you put up enormous numbers in the mid-major, you're still going to have a good WAR. It's just not going to be like through the roof Dylan Cruz type WAR because posting an OPS in the America East is not the same as posting an OPS in the SEC.
Right. And to be clear, like I understand why that's the case. Like I'm doing a little bit of a bit here, but like I understand why that would be the case. I just didn't realize as we were picking these players that was
like,
in play.
It's like bits inside of bits right here. It's just like
it's I'm Andy
is it meta?
Basically.
Would they call it meta? I don't know.
Meta.
I don't understand.
Run our test?
Hey,
I still call it Facebook.
Well done.
Facebook.
I thought you were talking about Ron Artest. Meta World Peace.
Kendall Rogers is on the board or the clock.
I'm going to make – I cannot believe this is the value attached to this guy. And I'm guessing it's because he doesn't really have a WAR because he hasn't pitched. I'm going to go with Gage Jump for 16 points. $16 for Gage Jump. I was talking to Jay in the fall, and he thought that Jump had the most potential out of anybody in the weekend rotation, even more so than Hurd in terms of potential. If he stays healthy, he's going to have a big year for them.
A lot of upside there. Yep.
Love
Good
it.
call.
Fitzy, 2 for Coach Rooney for the Rune Dogs.
Correct.
Okay, so let's get weird. All right, I'm gonna give me T.J. Clarkson of Utah.
Good pick. Nice.
For 79. What are they called, Joe? Kronas?
Kroners.
Icelandic Kruna. Yeah.
Kruna.
Thank you.
Yeah.
What I say that was 79?
Yeah. So 79 is an outfielder, and you get the pitching value for free, I believe. He's not on the
I don't want that. And so like he's not gonna pitch, and I don't want him to pitch.
Okay.
So what do we do there?
Fair enough. That spot remains open for you.
Okay, gotcha. And at second base, give me Seif, I'm going to spare you. Give me Sammy Kulasingham of Air Force for $49.
I mean, he's a numbers machine. I would think that he's going to put up numbers again this year.
Yeah, not a flash in the pan. And that I'm told that the ball moves in that part of the country.
Second team preseason All-American. And here's the thing about Kulasingham. It's a track record now. I mean, really, last 2 years he's put up great numbers. But what I love, Runes, is he's a doubles machine. 26 doubles 2 years ago, 28 doubles last year, with premier control of the strike zone. 50 walks, 24 strikeouts last year. Hit 426. I mean, like if you're looking for a mid-major guy with who where it's sustainable production, you're looking for elite plate discipline, and I'm looking for guys who have a ton of doubles. I love that. So I think it's a wonderful pick.
Thank you. TJ Clarkson, by the way, is a low batting average guy, but a huge, he's got great power, but it's 48 walks to 44 strikeouts. So we'll see. We'll see if he can repeat that 4.9 WAR.
All right. Coach Rogers, you're on the board, the clock again.
Kendall's unfortunately picking behind me in the 5D chess. It's a lot. It's a lot to take in.
So,
Seif, what do you think about the quickness of the Fabulous Rune Dogs draft room? Like we're just ready, fire, aim.
You're well prepared. You put some time into this pregame, just like you always do when you broadcast. You've got the process down for sure.
Just ready to rock.
So here's a position that I actually do not feel is very deep. I think the number of premier options are very limited here. I'm going to go with Tyson Neighbors as my reliever.
Yeah.
I just don't think there's very many elite relievers in that list. So I'm going to go with Neighbors, 50 points. Plus he's from Texas, so that gets him on my team by default.
Naturally.
That's one way to mask your pitching program problems, Kendall, is just try and overwhelm it with talent. I like it.
Thank you. No Rosarios on this team.
That makes it me.
I still love y'all.
Joe Healy,
All right.
everybody.
I'm going to take at starting pitcher Andrew Healy from Duke because of course I am.
Oh, wow.
That's well done.
That is fascinating,
Homer.
Coach Healy. I like it.
Wait. Oh, okay.
Guys, I'm on the clock here, and I'm going to take my catcher. It's a guy that put up big numbers as a freshman last year. A lot of people think he'll be the player of the year in Conference USA. Talking about Grant J from Dallas Baptist. The thing about him is I think there's room for improvement with the defense. I think the defensive war is going to go up considerably as a sophomore. And he puts up big numbers offensively. I think this guy can really hit. So Grant J, and that's going to cost me only 34.
I like it. TBUs, that's a good place to shop. That's a good store to shop at for this game.
Yeah, I would agree. Seifert 2.
Oh man, I only have one off the top of my head here right now. I was doing some math too, and not trying to sound like the war expert, but I kind of am, just so you guys know. War is a counting stat. It's a counting stat. So the more you play, the more you can accumulate war. So I've been trying to stick to like teams that play a lot of games, not like Northeastern teams that may only see 46 games. Also teams that go into the postseason, teams that have many conference tournament games, things like that. So anyway, so with my next pick, I did a little more calculating, and just in 193 plate appearances last year, he only had 193 plate appearances, right? He posted a 3.44 WAR. The top WAR of third baseman was Tommy White, and he had 310 plate appearances, and he only got a 4.77. So if you forecast out Amic's WAR with 300 plate appearances, it's a 5.25, which blows Tommy White out of the water. So my next pick is Billy Amick at third base for Tennessee. I know it's $49, but I'm spending some bucks. I got 300 left, and I might only have I don't know. We're going to go bare bones here coming up pretty soon, but I'm going to Amick with this pick.
The question is, will he cost you with the loss on the defensive war? Is that gonna totally undermine the gains with the offensive war?
He plays on turf. He's going to play 90% of his games at home. They play on the turf. He'll be fine. And he was good for us at this fall. He did perfectly fine against Virginia Tech when we were in where were we? We were somewhere in East Tennessee. Help me out, Joe.
Greenville, Tennessee.
Thank you, Joe. Yeah, he looked fine there.
Very
and
good.
that was on grass. So yeah. I don't know. I mean, he does. He's going to rake. All right. And since I really don't have anybody, I'm very unprepared right now because I want Carson Benj. I want him bad as an outfielder, but that's a lot of money. What am I looking at there? I'm not even on. Can somebody how much is he going to cost me?
Yeah.
Anyone? That's a lot.
Because you're going to get hit twice, right?
86 he would cost you. I don't think he made the pitchers list. Just we don't know exactly what he's going to pitch. So you could get him for free as a pitcher, but for $1 as a pitcher. But
all right. Well, I'm going to go straight. Then I'm going to go to a starting pitcher that I think is just an absolute bargain. He's a winner. He puts up an innings, takes him out. I think he averaged 7 innings to start or whatever. But Mr. Knowles, and what is his last? Nate Knowles from William and Mary. I'm going to go with Mr. Knowles. Just a Friday night ace.
Mr. Knowles.
$11. Nate Knowles William and Mary, $11.
All
I
right.
like it. That's a nice play. I do think there's some good values to be had down there toward the bottom of the starting pitchers list. And I'm going to do some shopping down that way as well. I believe, I think the pick here is going to be, I'm going to take a little bit of a roll of dice. I'm going to go with Grayson Saunier, Ole Miss. I was in on this guy last year, took his lumps as a freshman. I'm going to say post-hype sleeper here. Sophomore. They need him now more than ever after the loss of Xavier Rivas in the rotation. He's down toward the bottom of our pitchers list, so he's only going to cost me 14 smackaroos. I think he's going to be a Saturday guy in the SEC, and he's going to have a nice year. So rolling the dice, Grayson Saunier.
Love it.
Okay, that brings me up. I'm going to get started on my outfielders. I'm going to take RJ Austin from Vanderbilt.
That's one of the more expensive outfielders. Going to cost you 55, which is, I guess, he's a little more than average actually for an outfielder for what we have allocated.
Yeah. I just felt like he felt like somebody for mid-range outfield money. He felt like someone who had a lot of upside.
I like that. All right, Kendall.
I'm going to go. I got what?
You have 333 imaginary dollars left. Six spots to fill.
Okay.
So I'm at $366 spent.
Yeah, let's look at the Ruin Dogs payroll. We are a little bit of drunken sailor right now. My answer is yes. It's $50, Coach Rooney. Would you take 52? Negotiating up. Okay. Fitzy, it's 12 players total, correct? 8 position players and 4 chuckers.
Yeah, that's right. Yep.
Okay.
So just to be clear here, guys, the that row 101 on your spreadsheet, that should be the amount you have left in your budget. So Kendall, you have 159 left. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. Got it. 205 for the fabulous Rune Dogs. Kendall, think out loud. Share the 4D chess with us, please. Or is your brain gone Android on us? You're muted. Kendall's been selecting players this whole time. He's muted.
Am I picking again already?
Did you make a pick just now? Yeah, you've been on the clock. For
You were
5 minutes.
muted, so we couldn't hear what you did.
Oh, I'm sorry. Well, I picked Bozer.
Okay. Yeah, we did not hear that. Bobby Bozer, okay, from South Florida. Walk us through
my bad. I didn't realize I was muted the entire time. Yeah, so when I looked at Bozer 5 minutes ago, and I was literally wondering why everybody was silent.
Nice.
He was I think he was 6th last year at that position in terms of overall WAR. So to get him at $33 I think is a good bargain. I think it's a good bargain for him given his WAR last year.
Yeah, I agree.
Fitzy, 2 for the Rune Dogs, right?
You're correct.
The fabulous Rune Dogs will select Charlie Condon for 48. Whatever Joe said. Krona.
Runes, I am liking your team so far, by the way.
Yeah, we're not much of a running game.
I think you're going to run out of money, though.
Yeah, that's all right. That's it. We're selling part of our team to private equity. We're gonna figure that out. And then the other thing I to do here is, oh man, what do I do here? Do I stay true to myself or do I? Yeah, let's just do it. No. Let's be smart. Let's be smart, Fitzy. Play it smart.
Play it smart.
Play it smart. Give me. Okay, let's do this. Give me James Tibbs of Florida State.
Ooh.
He was another one who had a good WAR.
Yeah, and what
He
am I
can
paying
hit.
for him?
He can hit. He's on the outfielders list because he's going to play, I believe, right field this year. It's going to cost you 91.
91. Gotcha. 91. Yeah, and the Rune Dogs are really we're running out of cash, but that's fine.
Yep.
It's fine. Can't take it with you.
Can't take it with you. Rogers back on the clock.
Goodness. All right, so
You said that was 91, Fitzy, right?
That's right. Yep.
Okay. Oh boy. There goes the budget. Hey now. The Rune Dogs are having walk-on tryouts.
you guys
for
can't hear
pitchers.
me, right?
Yes.
We got you.
Okay, let me see. Let me see one thing, and then I'll pick. I promise. Just need to see one thing.
James Tibbs, make me happy. He wasn't my first choice, but sometimes you just gotta. Seif, how do you do that in a draft room when you a buyer's remorse immediately? What do I do here? Are there therapists in draft rooms? What happens?
You go outside in the hallway for a while.
Just binge on chocolate chip cookies? Is that what happens?
Yeah, the draft room. The draft makes you fat. You go there and you just eat catered food for like 7 days. It's you leave there just feeling awful.
Sounds like Omaha.
Yeah, let's see one thing.
That was a money where your mouth is pick, Fitzy. Like, do we think Florida State's going to be better or do we not? Right? If they're going to be better, then James Tibbs is going to go off. So
yeah,
he had 4.1 WAR on a terrible team.
This is true.
Yeah, I'll tell you who I'll go with here, and that's Cam Clayton. I've heard really, really good things about the way he's looking so far.
That is good. He's a good player.
Short.
That's a very good player. He's like, it's just weird he's still in college baseball. That I didn't see that coming. But good for the.
I'm at 116 left. I feel pretty good though. Like I feel very good about this team.
Good. Coach Healy.
So I still have some money to spend, and I wanted to do it in starting pitching, but the problem is, like this is definitely like a when we as a rookie, I'm going to come in here and critique our game. Like it feels like we should have a powwow about how to make the pitchers more affordable in future editions of this, because like $150 for like the top end guys or something close to it is just tough, to pull the trigger on $150.
Yeah. Go ahead. You're right. If the WAR, if the WAR numbers were like twice as high, then like, okay, you could maybe just, but anyway, again, rookie coming in here throwing stones. So I'm going away from the starting pitchers. I started looking elsewhere. And I guess I've landed on trying to find a second baseman here, because that's the really, of the relatively valuable positions, what's left here. I'm going to go with Cade Kurland from Florida. That's second base. I considered Christian Moore here, by the way, but with Ariel Antigua having a hand injury with Tennessee, there's a chance Christian Moore slides over to shortstop, and then it kind of opens him up maybe to some negative defensive WAR stuff. So I was a little bit skittish there. I think Kurland kind of gives me a lot of the offense without some of the downside defensively.
By the way, did somebody resort the second base tab?
I did not.
How do we redo that?
In the tab, you're saying. I see. I don't know what happened there. That's pretty weird. So, I'm gonna have to revoke all your editing privileges if we're gonna screw up our spreadsheet, guys. What the hell?
Do we have a security camera in the spreadsheet that we can see?
Oh my
Guilty,
goodness.
Your Honor.
Oh my goodness.
Good thing I picked my second baseman, so it wasn't me that did that, but
I don't think it was me.
Way too crafty.
It
It looks like it's just an order of WAR.
Yeah,
though,
somebody sorted it by WAR. in reverse order. If we could undo that though, so that it was back in the order we had them ranked, that'd be great. And in the meantime,
That'd be great.
Joe, I have a feeling this is you, Joe, because you're shopping for second base right now. I think you screwed up the tab. God, what a disgrace. Get this guy out of here. Rookie comes in, criticizing our process. Screw
A lot
with
to
our
say about the
spreadsheets.
rules. I love it.
Unbelievable, this guy.
Chaos.
Outrageous. I'm on the clock.
Joe, that's great gamesmanship. Just wreck the sheets right before Fitzy picks. I love where your head's at.
I've already got a second baseman. That's fine.
If I was trying to screw up the spreadsheets, I'd do more than just flip the WAR upside down on it, like that.
Yeah.
It's amateur hour.
With Fitt picking, Joe has changed Michael Braswell's WAR to like 6.
Amateur hour. That's well said. Hey, guys, I'm going to take I think there's some really good values to be had lower in the outfielders list. Give me Zach Stewart from Missouri State. Could put up big numbers as a freshman.
Player.
Got tons of tools and power. Needs to cut down the swing and miss a little bit. But for $26, feel really good about this guy. I think he's going to put up big numbers. Be the next great Missouri State. And they've had some good ones over the years. You think about the Jeremy Iremans and the Burgesses and these guys that have put up big numbers in that place. I think he's going to do it. A big fan of this guy.
All right. Oh, man, I see some players where I could really put my money where my mouth is. I love this.
Seif on the clock for 2.
Man, back to me already, huh? All right. I promised myself that I wasn't going to do this, and I'm going to need some help. I'm going to spell the last name, and you guys are going to pronounce it for me.
Oh, no. Here we go.
He is Central Michigan's #1 starter, posted 15 starts last year. I think it's a postseason team. I think he'll log some extra innings there. His name is Adam, M-R-A.
This is a tough one.
K-I-T-S-C-H.
Mrakic?
Bingo.
You just got to commit to it. Just say it fast. Mrakic.
Yeah.
Rakic. All right, Adam Rakic, Central Michigan.
There you go.
$89. That'll be another starting pitcher for me. And then I'm going to stay in the Midwest. I'm going to stay in a team that's definitely going to see the postseason unless something just goes crazy. But I'm going to stay with Taylor. Not Will Taylor from Clemson, but I'm going Devin Taylor from Indiana.
I love that.
Like it.
Love that pick.
$87 for him. So, yeah. There's Mrakic and Taylor.
Mrakic. All right.
Like it.
Aaron Fitt on the clock. Put your money where your mouth is. Runes, is Florida State going to be better or not? The answer is yes. And a big reason for that is because Cam Smith's going to have a big year. Sophomore third baseman. Really figured it out in the Cape. I'm buying these Cape League second half surges. Zach Earhart, now Cam Smith. Going to cost me $39, I believe. We can afford it. We're in good shape with the budget. Give me Cam Smith, please.
Love it.
Got
His numbers.
He has to be a superstar. I mean, a sophomore, emerging, took his lumps on a bad team. Superstar upside.
Totally agree. Totally agree.
Joe Healy.
Okay, I'm going to go to relievers. I'm going to grab Cam Schulke from Mississippi State for $5.
That's lovely. And I know you had him higher on your list originally, and I moved him down some. So, this is a great value for you.
That's right. That's actually what I should have done, is just find the people that got moved down from my original recommendations.
That's right.
That's a good pick. I think he's going to pitch well, Joe. I think I'm a buyer. You had me at low slot joker.
I saw him on the Cape, and it's an uncomfortable at bat. It really is deception there. It gets on you. I'm with you. I like it too. Kendall.
Yeah, I need to start addressing the outfield.
Yeah.
Dressing.
Yeah, I've got 3 outfield spots to fill. I hate to take another LSU guy, but I kind of feel like Paxton Kling at 25 is a good value.
Yeah.
He's a guy that, had a good fall. They kind of feel like he's the X factor for that team in terms of, can they win another national championship? Can they get to Omaha? They kind of feel like he has to be, who he has the potential to be. And so I'm going to go with Paxton Kling for $25.
I dig it. Good upside pick there.
Yep. We've got almost an all LSU team over here.
What's wrong with that?
Biased for the Tigers.
Just living
It's
in
the food.
bias.
It's the food.
Coach Rooney for 2.
Okay. So there's some justice here because I vouched for this guy. I'm a believer. But at third base, let me get to the tab. I would like my man Sam Ruda of Army West Point.
I like it.
He's had a nice career there. He could end up being the Ivy League, or not the Ivy League, the Patriot League Player of the Year. All right, where's cut? $8, right, Fitzy?
I believe that is accurate.
Okay, so third base is Mr. Sam Ruda for 8 bones. And then that means we do not have very much money left for pitching. I need 4 chuckers for $58.
Look out.
All right, so let's go over here. Who's going to overperform at the bottom of the list? Oh, man, I really should take Nick Pinto, I've also been vouching for. Fitzy, the relief pitchers are just in the normal section, correct?
Yep.
Do we build from the back, the Rune Dogs? I think that's if you're a little bit behind, and I get $58, right?
That's it.
Okay, man, just go for it. Do I just go for it?
Go for it. Malvern Prep Joker right there at the top. Come on, pull the trigger.
Yeah, pull the trigger. That feels like not a. I can't have 2 Utah players on here. I got to spread the love a little bit. Oh, that's a great pick. Schulke is single-digit dollars. Whoever did that. Was that Joe?
That was Joe. Yeah, $5.
Okay. Give me. You know what? Let's do it. We want high end. I will take. I'll take Ben Abelt of TCU.
All right. Look at this. Guy's got $58 left for pitching, and he spends 47 of it on one guy. He's got 3 starters with what? $11 left? That's amazing.
47 for Abelt, right?
Yeah.
So Fitzy, if I have to go off the board, I could anybody off the board's $1, right?
Those guys cost you $1. That's correct.
Got
So hey, not a bad play. Go ahead, Kendall.
I'm going to stick in the outfield again, I think. I have, 91 points available? I don't want to have to scroll all the way back over.
Seif, how would my owner feel about my spending habits here?
91, yep.
Okay.
You don't have much left, Runes.
Yeah. Well, the owner now, I'm just really kind of putting my career on the line. We just got to win. That's all that's got to happen.
Runes' GM is Dave Dombrowski. They're in it for this year.
That's right. Next year is somebody else's problem. Ay, caramba.
It's a great call.
Let's see here. Hold on. There's somebody I really wanted. Let me see how much they cost. Ooh, yeah, I don't want him that bad. Give me Sam Peterson from Iowa for 46.
Okay.
They think he could end up being their best offensive guy this year.
He's stud.
He's a really good athlete.
Double-digit home runs, 20 steals last year. That's a good get, Kendall. That's a good player.
Thank you.
Be a
sorry.
starting
that's the wrong team.
Starting left fielder, I believe. 6'3" runner though with power. I like it.
Mm-hmm.
How many points was that? 40?
46.
Okay. So I have 45 points left, but I only have 2 positions to fill, so not bad.
You're doing okay. Joe Healy.
I'm going to go relatively low-cost outfielder, Chris Stanfield from Auburn for $24.
All right.
Big hot the second half of last year, so I'm going to bet on him picking up where he left off.
Well, I have money to spend, boys, and I'm happy to spend it on Hagen Smith because I think he's going to be the best pitcher in college baseball this year. I know we have Hartle number 1 in our power rankings. Hagen Smith's number 2. I I think this guy's got a chance to be. I don't know what the comp is, boys, but like it's electric stuff from the left side with deception. He's always been a tough at bat, and he's only gotten firmer. I think the walk rate will go down some. I just think a monster year's coming. Happy to spend $149 on Hagen Smith and pass it to Mr. Seifert.
Oh, thank you for that.
He's such a donkey too, Fitzy. Like he's built right to just like dominate people for 120 innings this year.
He is built right.
East Texas
right.
too, Kendall, right?
Yeah, just like 30 miles north of Lufkin. So yeah, no wonder he's built right.
Exactly.
And about 2.5 hours northeast of Cut and Shoot, for those of you listening.
Those you keeping score at home.
All right, well,
Whose pick is it?
Seif for 2.
Oh, okay. Just making sure y'all were waiting for me.
yeah, I'm gonna continue on this all-star outfield that I'm building. I mentioned this name earlier as a two-way guy, but I'm just gonna stick him in the outfield because I already got Justin Murray for maybe my reliever, maybe not. I might find better value, but I'll save that for my last pick. I'm gonna go with Carson Bench for $88 as my second outfielder.
Yeah.
And I need to kind of balance that out. I still need a starting pitcher. And this is a new name. He's a JUCO kid. There's 2 JUCO kids actually I had in mind that are now at obviously 4 years here. One was Derek Vartanian, but he's too much. I've already busted through my budget, but he's $86. He's a strike thrower, has always been a strike thrower. And all of a sudden he went to Campbell and found 5 miles per hour through going to school this summer. But I'm going to stick with another JUCO guy on the East Coast. His name's Wilson Perkins. He's from Northwest Florida State Junior College. I believe he's at Davidson. Is that right, Fitty?
Yep.
But he's going to be their Friday night guy, so he's going to log some innings. He's going to post a good WAR for me, and he only cost me $1. So Carson Bench and Wilson Perkins are my 2 picks.
Oh wow! Just wrote him up, Wilson Perkins.
Yeah, he'll be actually featured next week, right, on the Impact, some Impact Junior College guys.
Oh, nice. Yeah, Davidson's number 1, I believe.
Good stuff there. Again, I've got only 2 spots to fill. I've got money to spend. I'm going to take the guy who's going to put up monster numbers, and that is Ethan Petrie. Hello, $100 for a guy that hits for power and average and runs and was an absolute monster as a freshman. Last year, I spent top dollar for the top outfielder, Dylan Cruz, and did not regret it. I'm not going to regret this one either. Ethan Petrie.
Ethan, not Kyle.
Why did I type Kyle? I said Ethan like 3 times. I typed Kyle. Who's Kyle Petrie? Who is that? Is that a guy?
Race car driver, maybe. I don't know.
Race car driver.
Sounds like it. Kyle Petty, I think that is.
I don't know. But Ethan Petrie, please. Thank you.
Thank you and good night.
What a great pick.
I love this.
Well, you really went on a limb getting Ethan Petrie.
I mean, why didn't you guys go get him then? He's hanging out there in round 11. What do you want? Go ahead, Joe.
I'm going to take right below him Cam Cannarella from Clemson.
Yeah. Joe with some money to spend, burning a hole in his pocket.
I took Tibbs over Cannarella. I don't know what's up
and
with
you
that.
love Cannarella. That's your guy, Roots.
I know. I was just trying to spread it around, not be so single-minded. But I'm happy for the team Josephus to have such a fine player.
He's a fine player.
Marginally happy.
Joe still with 105 to spend with 2 spots to fill. Kendall on the clock, 2 spots to fill. He needs an outfielder and a starting pitcher. He's got $45 left.
Okay. I'm going to use 31 of those and get a guy that is about as clutch as you can get in the Sun Belt. I'm going to go with Carson Pato from Southern Miss.
Mm-hmm.
That's good.
I like that.
Okay, now we're gonna get goofy here. Coach Rooney about to get goofy. We're putting the whole season on the line right now. Fitzy.
Love it.
You ready?
I am.
All right, so I'm going off the board for 2 picks. And for my first starter, I disagree with Mitch Canham's lineup of pitchers. I think Aiden Jimenez is one of their top 3 guys, and it's going to throw meaningful innings. So on a great team. So give me Aiden Jimenez
All right.
of Oregon State. That's $1, right?
Yep.
And then give me, let me make sure I get the name right. I'm not spending enough time thinking about these guys, but I want Christian Lim from Stanford. Christian Lim, left-handed starter for Stanford.
Talented guy.
One of my best picks in this game 2 years ago was Chase Burns as a freshman. So let's
Christian
go
Lim
back to
is
that.
going to cost you only 1. Not on the top 150 pitchers, starting pitchers, but yeah, true freshman with a lot of upside.
All right, that's back to K Rizzle.
All right, for my last pick, I'm only got 11 points left. Wait, no. How many do I have left?
You
Is
have
it 12 or 11? Oh, I have 14. I'm going to go with a guy I'm pretty excited about, Jack Martinez from Louisiana. He's a really intriguing player, former D2 guy from Trinity College in San Antonio. Was up to 96, 97 in the fall. 4 pitches for strikes. He's going to be their Friday night guy for the Raging Cajuns this year. And Matt Deggs could not have been more positive about him in the fall. So that's really good value for him at 12.
Is it? I'm legitimately asking. Is it?
It's Martinez because
Martinez?
I'm from Texas, so it's naturally I would say Martinez, but it's Martinez.
Okay, that's why I was.
Yeah, I
curious.
was like when Matt told me, I was like, "Are you sure about that?"
Yeah.
Yes,
okay.
it's Martinez.
That's
very similar
bold.
to former University of Houston first baseman Justin Montemayor.
Yeah, oh
when,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
like
Montemayor.
Montemayor.
Or Ivan.
Oh, wow.
Melendez
Ivan
instead of
Melendez. That one always irritated me. I maintain to this day that that's not really how his family pronounces his name. He just did it to throw all the Texans a bone. But anyway, onward.
So I'm done.
You're done. Good job.
Good
Kendall.
luck the rest of the way, guys. I'm the winner.
I'm the winner.
Only have one direction to go, guys. And that's up. I think. At least.
We
That's
have
true.
a winner.
Joe on the clock, I believe.
Oh, is it me? I'm sorry. I'm going to go for $85. I'm going to go with Liam Peterson from Florida because I am going to bet that he's the best freshman pitcher in the country. I might be wrong, but that's the bet I'm making here by spending that kind of money on a freshman pitcher because somebody's got to be the best freshman pitcher in the country. And usually that guy ends up being pretty doggone good. And so if he turns out to be the best freshman pitcher in the country, $85 is a pretty good value.
Yep. That's a good call.
Mm-hmm.
So I have one spot to fill is a pitching spot. I have $23 to spend. There's a couple of guys that I like. One of them is Nick Dugan from Stanford, a sophomore that I feel like kind of fits into that emerging talent bucket. Another guy that I'm thinking about is Hayden Frank from Lipscomb. Put up good numbers last year, is kind of a bullpen guy, going to probably be their number 1 starter this year. Feel like, probably going to put up pretty good numbers in that league, but do I pull the trigger on that one? I mean, it's an interesting discussion because Dugan's also making the transition really from kind of a starter to the bullpen. Leighton Finley from Georgia will be on this list for me. He's another guy that I feel like could make a big jump. I mean, there's some neat names down here toward the bottom of this list. Justin Sinabaldi from Rutgers, a nice veteran starter that's had a nice career there. But I think the answer here is I did very well last year with some, I thought, undervalued West Coast arms in my rotation. That was kind of my whole rotation, I think, was just West Coast guys, Jay Stoffel, Drew Dowd, Ixon Hernandez. So I'm going to go back to that well, and I'm going to take Nick Dugan. I think he's a breakout candidate for Stanford. And that is going to cost me $18. So I'm done with $5 left on the table.
Love it. I'm also using that playbook, Fitzy. Very, very West Coast heavy here.
I didn't take a lot of West Coast guys. He might be my only one, but at least
No,
I
my
got.
pitching staff. Yeah, pitching
Oh,
staff.
okay.
I mean, yes,
Okay.
yes.
Seif for 2 if you want them. I guess you have some flexibility here with Justin Murray as your potential closer. Although if you're gonna put Murray at closer, what would that cost you? Only $1. Did he not make our?
Yeah, I
not
got
make
him as
our-
first baseman. Yeah, for $29 at first base.
I mean,
but
honestly, he could be your closer. I mean,
He
he's
could
a
be,
really
yeah.
good closer.
he could be, but I think I have a better plan.
Okay.
Maybe we'll see how this goes. But
Okay.
just knowing that WAR is a counting stat, and the more they pitch, the more they can get. I'm gonna go to that Florida Gator pitching staff because those guys, man, they're like everyday Eddies, most of them. And Ryan Slater, I think he had 29 appearances last year. He won 11 ball games out of the pen. So
Love that.
Ryan Slater for $14 is going to be my
Oof.
pick as my reliever instead of making Murray do two-way duty.
Love that. Love that.
and then-
pick, Seif.
And then my high risk, high reward pick, I wanted to take Matt Huckstorf from Iowa because, I mean, Iowa Midwest. I've seen the guy play 2 years in junior college. I think he's been at Iowa 3 years now. Speedy guy. He's going to get me some D-WAR and some O-WAR. I love how he plays. Hard-nosed kid.
Who?
He's going to play late into the postseason. But I'm going to take some more risk here. I'm going to go up to the West Coast. And I'm going against myself again. I promise I'd take last names I can pronounce. But I'm going to go to the Runes report on this one. There's that power hitting guy from UC Santa Barbara. First name is Ivan. Can you help me out, Rune?
Oh, Brett Hour.
Thank you, because I would have butchered
Brett
that big
Hour.
time. There we go.
Is it Ivan
gonna
or
go
Yvonne?
Ooh, I'm going Ivan. I'll go
Dealer's
Ivan.
choice.
Yeah. And he's $3. So once again, true to my heritage, I guess, I am under budget by $7. So that will wrap up my last 2 picks.
That's impressive considering you had the chance there to double up with Murray and get a steal. Instead, you get 2 guys and you still don't spend your whole budget. I mean, I love the efficiency. I think it's back to Joe now because I'm done. Joe has one starting pitcher spot to fill with $21 to spend.
Yeah, I got $21, and so I guess I'll spend every last dollar of it. And I'm going to go with the high ceilings, perhaps low floor option of Grayson Carter at Vanderbilt.
Yeah.
If they can get him in the strike zone with consistency and it's quality strikes, I mean, there's a pretty high ceiling there. They don't make guys throw that hard on trees. So we're going to spend the rest of our budget on Grayson Carter.
Joe, following Area Gerson's Twitter handle, like he's throwing strikes in the preseason, right? Like he's not walked the entire stadium yet. Is that how you're reading it too?
Yeah, I mean, and they seem committed to giving him a shot. I mean, because jokes aside, arms like that don't just show up, right? I mean, so they seem committed to saying, hey, let's actually see what we have here and throw him out there and let's see what happens. So I think he's going to get opportunities to prove that he can be a weekend guy for him.
Yep. Fitzy, it's me to wrap, right?
Yeah, Kendall's done. So it's on to Coach Rooney. You've got 1 spot to fill. It's a starting pitcher spot. You still have $9 left, Coach Rooney. That's impressive.
Yeah, I'm not overwhelmed by any of the players that are affordable. No offense to they or their families, but I want some upside here, Seif. You know what I mean? Like in the like I don't want an org guy with my last pick. So I'm torn between Riley Kelly of UC Irvine. I don't think he's on the board. Drafted out of high school, had battled some injury last year, and now with Finnegan Wall out, he's going to have to jump up. And I love Irvine's position player group. Or Ryan Gallagher of Santa Barbara, who was the Big West Freshman of the Year 2 years ago. He's coming off of an injury. Give me Riley Kelly. If Joe has told me together we zot once, he's told me together we zot a million times. And so, yeah, give me Riley Kelly, Fitzy, for a 1 spot.
All right. You managed. You had $11 to spend on 3 starting pitcher spots, and you did it with $8 to spare. 3 $1 guys. So impressive work. Fascinating strategies here as we look over these teams. Runes with the true I don't blame you for trying to save some money at the starting pitcher spot, because it does feel like that spot has become more and more of a crapshoot. But 3 $1 starters, Runes. Quick overview on your club.
Yeah, so I took that. I went with the Fitt plan, like super girthy on the position players. Caden Bodine of Coastal, Charlie Condon at first base, Sam Kulasingham of Air Force, Sam Ruda of Army. Wow, I'm heavy on the military academies accidentally. Colby Shelton of Florida, Jace Laviolette of A&M, TJ Clarkson. By the way, I almost took Braden Montgomery too. I got Clarkson from Utah, James Tibbs from Florida State, and my 3 $1 starters, Aiden Jimenez of Oregon State. Coach Canham, if you're listening, I need him in the weekend rotation ASAP, please. Christian Lim of Stanford, highly touted freshman. Riley Kelly, sophomore, UC Irvine, who was drafted and just threw a little bit last year. And then closer Ben Abelt. I would love it if he got like 60 innings this year too, out of TCU. So there's your fabulous Rune Dogs 2024 edition.
Strong work. Kendall, tell us about your club.
Yeah, we got Carson Bone from TC behind the plate. We've got Jack Kaggs at first and also as a starting pitcher. Bobby Bozer from South Florida at second base. My man Tommy White in his chains at third base. You got Cam Clayton from UW at shortstop. Then the outfield, you got Paxton Kling from LSU, a breakout candidate. Sam Peterson, speedy guy with some pop at Iowa. Carson Pato, Mr. Clutch there at Southern Miss. And then the last 3 spots, 2 starters and 1 reliever. We got Gage Jump at LSU, another breakout guy, assuming he stays healthy. Jack Martinez at Louisiana had a great fall. Really interesting story as a D2 guy going D1 and stepping in a Friday role for a really good Sunbelt team. And then, of course, we finished things off with my man Tyson Tex Neighbors at Kansas State. Best reliever in college baseball.
Is that his real nickname, Kendall, or that's the nickname that Team Rogers
that's his
has given him?
Now, I just added that.
Please, I'm calling him Tex from now on. I'm in.
Hagen Smith is also known as East Tex.
East Tex, E-Tex, if you will.
Joe Healy.
Josephus.
At catcher from Auburn University, Ike Irish.
With fight
At first
songs too,
base,
please,
from the
Joe.
University of Maine, Jeremiah Jenkins. At second base from the University of Florida, Cade Kurland.
Go.
At third base from Duke University, Andrew Fisher. At shortstop from the University of Arizona, Mason White. In the outfield from Vanderbilt University, R.J. Austin. At the other outfield position, Auburn University, Chris Stanfield. And from Clemson, Cam Canarella. On the mound from Duke University, Andrew Healy. From Florida, Liam Peterson. And from Vanderbilt, Grayson Carter. And in the bullpen from Mississippi State University, Cam Schulke.
That's a tough act to follow.
The JoJo's are coached by Joe Healy.
The JoJo's. The JoJo's. Sounds like a candy.
So what I was looking for maybe here in this section was a little bit about the strategy of your team building. And I will tell you, for me, I wanted to get some.
You actually had a strategy? I can't tell.
Yeah, I wanted to get some real impact bats that are going to, like, slam dunk guys are going to put up big wars. Nick Kurtz, of course, and Ethan Petrie were the top 2 guys at their positions. That cost me top dollar. I'm happy to pay it. Almost top dollar for Hagen Smith, 149. That's big budget guy that I just really believe in. I mean, Kendall made the point. None of us took Paul Skeens last year. We were afraid of the price tag. I built my team hoping that I could spend on one of those guys because it's hard to find good pitching. And then I kind of complemented that with a couple of breakout picks to click sophomore guys and Grayson Saunier and Nick Dugan. I feel really good about Ethan Bates as a 2A guy who's going to play second base, but also, a bullpen guy that threw 44 innings last year with 10 saves, pounds of zone. Like, he's good. He's a really, I think, a guy that could put up some war for me in the bullpen. Love my athletes in the infield: Cam Smith, Kalen Culpepper, and of course Grant Jay is going to be a huge number producer behind the plate. And then I feel like I got 2 great values, emerging talents: Zach Earhart in the outfield for $1, and Zach Stewart from Missouri State. Those mid-major guys that put up big numbers, Grant Jay, Zach Stewart, I think those guys are gold in this exercise. So feel great about my team. Look forward to winning it again, rubbing it in all your smug faces. Onward to Coach Seifert to wrap it up.
Well, I think I shared a lot of my strategy earlier with just the last names, the teams that are going to play late into the season. But what I just tried to do is I just tried to take the scouts take as well as I want to build strong up the middle. So I think my first 2 picks were Bazana from Oregon State and JJ Weatherholt from West Virginia as my second baseman shortstop.
Love that.
Then I went and added Ethan Anderson. I just saw the improvement that Virginia made with Kyle Teal last year behind the plate, and Anderson has caught before, but he's still, learning back there. So I think he can make that improvement. He won't crush his D WAR too much, and he can post his O WAR. And worst case, if he doesn't survive back there, they move him to first base, and now I got an above average first baseman that rakes. So I think I came up pretty good there with Mr. Anderson behind the plate. After that, I believe I tried to get some value with Justin Murray, first base and closer for Houston. Went down and I tried to get some athleticism with some upside in my outfield with Devin Taylor, Carson Benj, and Ivan Rooney. What do you got?
Brett Hour.
Thank you. And then I didn't have much to spend on the pitching, but to me, the pitching kind of I approach it like most clubs do. Like pitching, you never know. It could break down as Kendall can attest last year with a couple of zeros in his rotation. So I just kind of approach pitching I don't want to get the really hard throwers because those guys break down, but I do want to get guys that post innings and are dependable. And so I got one of those. I got 2 of those with Knowles and Rakic. And then I just took a flyer on Wilson Perkins, the JUCO college transfer guy. That's going to be the ace of the Davidson. They got a really weird name.
Wildcats.
What is it?
They're just the Wildcats.
Yeah.
No, there's something different. Really?
No,
Okay.
Davidson straight up Wildcats.
All right, I thought I was thinking of somebody else. What's William and Mary then? Because that's where Nate knows.
That's the Tribe.
The Tribe.
Okay, all right. Well, maybe I'm way off. Anyway, and then ended up with closer the Everyday Eddie for the Florida Gators, Ryan Slater. So I like what he did. I kind of combined a lot of strategies that you have heard all before, and the pitching staff kind of got the brunt of the. We saved a lot with the pitching staff, but overall, I got premium position players and hopefully some bargains on the pitching staff.
Well done, gentlemen. I think the position group under the most scrutiny as we head into this season, Fitzy, is Kendall's pitching staff. I mean, just catching strays the whole draft. His whole program's been, criticized, and you can only fire your pitching coach so many times before maybe it's not the pitching coach. I don't know. So
yeah, I agree. I mean, and we got some question marks here. I mean, can Cags throw enough strikes? Can Gage jump? Stay healthy. Jack Martinez make the transition to D1 is once again huge question marks for the Rogers pitching staff. But I think he did better this time around. I think Kendall's he's going to be more competitive this year. I predict.
You guys worry about yourselves.
Oh, Kendall, I was hoping you're going to do Marcus Peters right there.
We ain't done yet.
Yeah.
I said we ain't done yet.
Oh, well done. Gentlemen, let's cap it. This was a fun break from conference preview season. Coach Rooney's going to hang up and then dive headfirst back into the A10 preview, which has been very, very fun. I just finished writing up George Mason, which is about as fun a team as you're going to find. Coupons. So we got 2 coupons for you. Type in Mr. Corn at checkout when you subscribe to the website. Type in Mr. Corn and you will get 0% off. Type in 24 season and you will get 24% off. So our 2 promotions, Mr. Corn, no discount. Type in 24, the number 24 season, you'll get 24% off. Gentlemen, enjoyed it very, very much. Want to wish the best of luck to the fabulous Roon Dogs in 2024. And that is it. Everyone have a great week, and we will catch you next time on the D1 Baseball.